Good morning, Stitch Roadies. I'm back. I took a bath this morning just for you. So, thank goodness this isn't a smell and scratch video, right? Well, welcome back today. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, as I've shown you. It's supposed to be really nice for the next 3 days. Then we get back to our rain. It has been the weirdest weather year ever, on top of everything else. So we're going to take advantage of the good weather. Although we ended up with an issue. One of we have one of those smoke alarms with the woman's voice on it that's hardwired into the house. And it turns out that, which I had no clue, that every 10 years or so you have to replace the hardwired smoke alarm. And although it hasn't been 10 years, I did back in the day when I did some cooking set off the alarm regularly, so maybe its lifespan was like, I can't take it anymore. So geez, went into town to Home Depot because our little local hardware store didn't have the smoke alarm that had to be replaced. So he went into Home Depot. Yeah, what a fun day for him, huh? But in the meantime, I thought, well, I'd give you an update on what's going on. I know we have one more. I have one more Fri-Mania. Mania has been a bust for me ever since that fabric was not the right fabric. It kind of threw me all off, and you know, I recognize that about myself, that once something kind of throws me off, I'm off for a while and I'm on to something else. So I have readjusted my Mania. So I wanted to give you an update on what I've been working on this week. I got totally fused with my motto sampler, and I think it's because I could see the end. You know how when you can see the end of a project, it's like, it's so close. Yeah, so I have been stitching feverishly on that, and as you can see, I am now about to round that next corner there and come to the center, and oh, you know, this project means so much to me in so many ways because it's my ode to fall fling, my very first and only cross-stitch retreat. And at the cross-stitch retreat, let's see, yeah, here it is, we were given this little lunch pail. We're going to put a dent in it. And it was filled with all kinds of goodies. And it says, I was a cross-stitcher before cross-stitching was cool. And that was charted by Jolene from Acorns and Threads. Dedicated to Fall Fling 2019. So I had, I decided I wanted it charted in fancier script, and to do it on Beth Twist's Heartstring Samplery's Motto Sampler. And oh, it is just so cool. The thing that I don't know, and that I haven't done, and that maybe someone out there could give me some information is, I want to put, you know how some people put their initials and the year? I want to put at the bottom Fall Fling 2019 and then my initials. And how do you chart that, and how do you make it not like interrupt the design? You know, like it's just like this little tiny afterthought. How do you figure that out? And so if anyone can help me with that, I know a lot of you could. I would appreciate it in the comments below, because I can't decide if I want to do Fall Fling 2019 right below these letters here in my initials, or if I want to do it below the whole, when this is closed up, do it down here. I'm not sure what would look better, and how do you chart that? That's what I need to know. How do you chart that? So I have been like a dog with a bone on that project, although I have worked on some other things. I have G's little dry goods cowboy. I think I've done a little bit more. I'm now working on the wagon there, the hay bales and stuff on the wagon. And this is a fun stitch. There's no two ways about it. This is a fun stitch. So I have that. And then the good news is that yesterday I had to go in for my treatment for the BPPV vertigo, and definitely it was on my right side, and he kind of knocked those crystals back into place. And I have to sleep with a wedge pillow with my head elevated for a couple of days, and to keep me from rolling on my side. And I can't sleep on my right side, which is my favorite. It's my favorite side. Yeah, I have to sleep on my left side, which is the shoulder I broke when I fell. Yeah. So, but you know, in the scheme of life, my world is not spinning. Also, to interrupt this cross-stitch update, the rhubarb update, okay, I could not take it. I think there were so many things I did wrong, and when I read all your comments, wow, red dye, strawberry jello, strawberries. I don't know, it was my first time, and I think I was, you know how you peel sometimes with celery you peel the little strings off? I think maybe I was supposed to do that with the rhubarb, because I mean I had to throw it away. I'm here to tell you, I know there's some of you that are screaming, but it was disgusting. And you know, having worked in the hospital for years, it was disgusting on an entirely different level. And I know you nurses out there know what I'm talking about. It was stringy, not to make it disgusting for you, but it was stringy, and I don't know, I couldn't stomach it. And so yes, I did take the suggestion. I made a rhubarb crisp out of it. No, I don't know if the visual was in our heads, you know, because the jars are, you know, they're not like blackout jars. They're clear glass jars that you can see it. Yeah, maybe canning jars should be like not clear so that you don't have to see what's inside of it when it's on your shelf. But yeah, oh so bad. And gee, after we tasted the crisp, and I put lots of coconut Cool Whip on top, and we both were not loving it. We were not loving it. And so as I continued to stitch that evening, he went out and was picking up the kitchen, and he said, I gave it a burial. I gave the rest of the crisp a burial. So rhubarb is done for me this season. And I also think it didn't have a lot of flavor, so I'm wondering if you know, the plant had bolted already and I was cutting as, you know, trying to get some of it, and maybe it didn't have as much flavor. Oh, I'm rambling now. I'm rambling about rhubarb on a cross-stitch channel. Yeah. I am not over the canning though. I found that quite interesting. And so my next thing to research is apple butter. G doesn't care for apple butter, but I love apple butter. So I would just be making it for me. But I would love to can some apple butter. And so I'm going to be researching that and see if that turns out better. Yeah. Okay, done with the canning. On to the cross stitch. I had an amazingly good luck visit. When I had to go to town for my PT appointment, we decided to make it a productive visit to the next town, because that's where I have to go to the next town. And so that's where all the big stores are. And so I went to, we went to Trader Joe's. Hadn't been to Trader Joe's in 6 months. And, oh, not 6 months, because we went to Trader Joe's in Arizona, so 3 months. It had been 3 months since I'd been to a Trader Joe's. But I like Trader Joe's. So we went to Trader Joe's, and then I dropped off 2 quilts to a quilt shop. You had to have it bagged. They put your quilt in quarantine. So you had to have the quilts bagged with your information inside the bag, sealed, and then you met them out in the parking lot, and they took the bag from you and they put it in quarantine for a week, and then the long arm quilter picks that up. And this isn't like edge to edge long arm quilting, it's more custom quilting. So the gal I've used for custom quilting, I've used for years and years and years, and she picks her quilts up at the quilt shop. So I dropped those off, and across the street from that quilt shop was a Joann's. So I had heard from several, well, mainly from Becca of SamBrie Stitches, that the Joann's was picked over. So I was going in there with some trepidation, but this Joann's totally stocked, and miracle of miracles, it had all of the floss that I needed. Every single floss I needed was there. So I was able to kit up. So I kitted up my little gnomes, and I am going to make that into a baby sampler. I just think that is just too freaking cute. So I'm going to make that in. I was missing one thread, and thank you for all of you that offered to send me thread. You are the best. I needed one thread for this project, which was a PDF download. And it was going to be one of my Mania projects. And then I got all the thread. This is all DMC for this one. Yeah, I am so making that one. So that was a really good day. And then, you know how when you get in the mail something you don't have any memory of purchasing? Yeah. I got a package from 123 Stitch. No. Not 123 Stitch. Fat Quarter Shop. I have no memory of ordering Fat Quarter Shop cross-stitch stuff. It's not my go-to cross-stitch place. But I got the well-rounded perennial pinwheels for the hands-on design. So I got a package of those little round pinwheels, the base of it, and then I got this fabric. I must have ordered this just to see what it was like. It's even weave, 32 count, historic beige dye effect. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. And then the male of all male. Oh my gosh, the male of all male was from my college roommate. Her mother had passed away, and she has been taking a little time processing through all of her mother's things as we would do, and she found all of this floss and thread, and so she said, do you want it? Do I want it? Not only do I have fond memories of her mother, but and I love having all this, but oh my gosh, this was like the mother load. I mean, here's some sparkly thread. There was some yarn, needlepoint thread. This bag filled with floss and pearl cotton, and oh my gosh, it's like the mother load. Thank you so much, Terri. I love it especially because it was your mom's. So I have to sort. I have a lot of sorting ahead of me today, and other than that, it's been a good stitchy week. I have enjoyed my Zoom stitching with a couple different groups that are, the first one, Becca from SamBrie Stitches moderates that, and the second one, I've been getting the information from Stitch Goes My Heart, Stephanie, and it is, it's always enjoyable. It's always enjoyable. But other than that, you are caught up on my stitchy life. So let's hope a lot more happens before Friday when we have a Fri-Mania post. It will be the last one of May. And let's see, I'm kind of inclined to go with the Gnomes, but the poop is awful good. I mean, it's good poop. So I can't decide. And then I had the 4th of July one as a Fri-Mania choice, but now I'm not feeling it the same way I am the other two. So we shall see. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week and that the weather is fabulous, the stitching is good, and what is it that they used to say on Prairie Home Companion? May all the kids be above average, the men be good looking, and the women be strong, something like that. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I was a big Prairie Home Companion fan. So take care, and we'll see you on Friday.